Hey everybody, Lenny Ghoul here, bringing you some Blood Bowl 2 Legendary Edition. And today, we're gonna play, guess what? Necros again. We're gonna keep running this team, man. They keep hanging on. It's interesting because I haven't really played, I don't think I've played a team this far out very much. And we're very deep into this many games, and it's really interesting because most of the matches I'm playing now are against teams with a lot of extra skills, so it's becoming more challenging. Even though it's the AI, who's generally really easy. Once they get a huge pile of skills, I'm more being challenged by the fact that the guys I'm trying to knock over have all these crazy skills, even than what the AI is doing with them. At some point, the skills seem to outweigh the power. So it's all good fun. Hey, what's going on, Ara? So here we are. Let's get it going on. All the nudes. Oh, you saw my thing. You saw my intro. Isn't that fucking hilarious? So what's happening, since you're not on Twitter, is like every single thread on Twitter that's posted by somebody is being invaded by these bots that post nudes in bio. Like it's like every single post, and it's insane. And then like, so every time you read anything on there, that's you get like a couple of things and then like nudes in bio, and you're like eventually at the end. Now Twitter's been trying to hide it a little bit, so sometimes it'll still post, but sometimes it'll say show hidden replies, and if you click that, like some of the nudes and bios show up there. But like, yeah, it's still there. It's totally crazy. And then the other one, and then the other thing that happens is a lot of fake engagement. For some reason, a lot of these, like, I don't know what they are. They're like porn bots or something. They'll be like some fake image of some hot chick as the avatar, and then like they'll just like your stuff. They'll just like random things that you post out of nowhere. They're not even following you. They're just randomly liking your shit, and they're doing it because it notifies you, and then you look at the notification, and then, you know, maybe you look at the avatar. Maybe their idea is you look at the avatar, oh, that's a hot chick, I'll go follow her, and then you get spammed. I don't know what it is, but it's been happening like constantly. So like half of the engagement is either these porn bots liking everything, and it sucks because when you're like, you post some shit and you're like, you know, you have a bunch of notifications, you're like, cool, oh, like 30 people like my shit, and it's like, oh, porn bot, porn bot, porn bot, porn bot, porn bot, porn. You're like, oh, great, you know. What the fuck, man? It's all it is. It's porn bots and racism. That's like 90% of Twitter right now. So it's just fucking crazy, dude. Anyway, it's all nuts. So yeah, that's why I put that in the thing. I said nudes in bio because I thought it was pretty funny. Today though, we're going to play. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Necromantics. We have to keep going. We must keep going. I'm really surprised that the team has still gone this long. I mean, 28 wins. Is that out of 28? Did we won every? Oh wait, I think I rage quit a game at one point. Let's look at our record. One draw. That's the rage quit. 28 wins. So we've played 29 matches. I guess I've played more than that before, but we're starting to get into that like territory of playing against really filled out teams, and it's making it really interesting. You know, teams that have like multiple 76 plus point players like this. That's crazy, man. And unfortunately, we're playing high elves which are kind of like the Wood Elves we just played, but a little bit slower. But they don't have any Strength 2 fuckers on there. And this guy has Agility 6. What? Oh no! What is that even? Holy crap. Wow. That means that like anything that requires a dice roll of the regular dice is probably going to like succeed no matter what. Like you'll always fail on a 1 and you always succeed on a 6. But it looks like no matter how crazy with an agility 6, no matter how insane you try to do things that add and stack multipliers, he's probably still going to be able to do anything he wants on a 2+, instead of where maybe it will take a 4 or a 5 or whatever to do things. That's pretty insane. And then agility 5, he's got a lot of agility 5. That's crazy because they all start with agility 4. Yeah, this is going to be a tough little match. But the good news is we could probably beat them up really good. And we have players that are faster than them. But these guys are kind of resilient like humans. The other good news is they have a lot of dodge. And we're trying to get tackle. We don't have as much tackle as I'd like, but we're starting to get our tackle on board. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 tackles, which negate dodge. So we're getting there. I think it should be a pretty good match. So how was your day anyway, Ara? Is your morning starting well? Meh. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you're alive, right? I guess. You woke up. It's a start. It's morning. Yeah. It is for me too. I'm actually still kind of like a little groggy. But that means I actually got sleep, which is rare. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I got enough sleep. It's understandable. Boo, boo. Oh, that's right. Both of our whites now have tackle, which is good. Zombies. We need more zombies on the line. Did we ever replace oh no, he's out until next game. That's right. I think Grimmy got killed or something, or I don't remember what happened. No, he got stomped out and he got out till next game, I think. Oh, I need to replace him with somebody. I'm gonna leave Howler in the back a little bit for some safety. Cranky stomach all night, but I do have shit to do, so I have to gut it out until I can get home and crash. Oh yeah. You're at work right now. Or whatever you're doing. You're doing the things. Oh. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's that guy we have to kill. The guy with the 2 footballs over his head. Where'd he go? That guy. He's trying to play bashy, but it's not going to work too well for him. One of the things that the high elves are really good at is passing, but they have to get downfield, and if you keep them from getting downfield, they can't do anything. I mean, I guess that's kind of obvious, but that is the play. I'm going to put a guard over here. I don't want to move up too much and get in all of their tackle zones because they're pretty agile, so they can bob and weave around us pretty good, and we need to kind of get in their face a little bit. We need to kind of disrupt things, but we need to leave some space so that they have to like dodge into zones instead of dodging away, because if you dodge into a zone, you have to add +1 for each person that you're dodging into. But if you he can go here, but if he has to go here, he has to dodge into a zone with 2 players. Where if I was posted up on him and he dodged away, he'd only need the normal dodge roll because there's no players that he's dodging into their zones. So this game is a large bit of it has to do with how zones work. And understanding that is like fundamental to playing Blood Bowl. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. But once you get it, everything else is easy. So anyway, we're going to start with this hit because this guy's got a lot of skills. And I have tackle, which will help. And it does. He has fend, and that's okay. So I don't get to follow up. Oh, no, he doesn't. I thought he had fend. Okay, well, I will follow up then. Got the knockout. I don't get the zones. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. The short end of it is if I'm standing next to a player, we are in each other's zone. His zone matters to me if I'm trying to do something on my turn. If I try to dodge away, he is next to me so he can prevent me from doing it. If I try to hit him, then I can hit him, but if he has somebody next to me over here or in one of my zones, he helps him with it's kind of complicated. I'll think about a way to explain it a little easier at some point, like while we're playing, because I'm not going to do it justice until I get a little bit more awake. But yeah, it's kind of a weird system. I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll it. Yeah, well, I mean, the only way I'm gonna be able to explain it is on a turn, but because if I pause the game, you can't see anything. So, but yeah, I'll think about it, and then we'll once I figure out a concise way to explain it, I'll explain it a little more. Um, We didn't blitz yet, right? I think we're going to blitz over here because although I knocked these guys down, I've now left us exposed. He's in their zones, right? But he can dodge away because there's nobody next to where he's going to dodge to. So it'll only cost him, because his agility 4, it'll only be a 2 plus on a 1d6. And he can go here. Boom. So I need to stop that from happening. And I'm going to do that by actually blitzing him. But, or I could put my guy here, and now he's in the way. And I have Frenzy. So I get to hit him again. So, like, I'll try to explain a little on his turn. Like this guy that I hit, he's now, it's his turn, so I'm in his zone. If he wants to do anything, he's going to have to, if he hits him, I'm in his zone as well, so he's got to deal with the fact that these two are connected to him by this series of 9 squares around him. I guess that's maybe the better way to explain it. All 9 squares around a player is considered a zone. A tackle zone. And so when you move guys, you're trying to open up areas so that you can walk through without having to cross into somebody else's tackle zone. So this guy, right, has 9 squares around him. And that means these two are his tackle zones. And this guy has 9 squares around him. So this guy is in his tackle zone. But if he wants to go here, he has to deal with the 9 squares around this guy and the 9 squares around this guy, because he'll have to cross into these zones in order to do it. Right? Because there's 9 squares here and there's 9 squares here. So he's going to have to dodge into 2 zones. He has to dodge because he's next to somebody. You can't just walk away from somebody. You have to either knock them down or dodge, which means you're like jumping away. Because they'll try to knock you down when you move. And so if he has to dodge into 2 zones, he has to add a modifier for each person that he's dodging into. So this dodge, he's a agility 5, so it would be, if he was a normal player, it would be a 3+. He's not, he's an elf. But if he was a normal player, this would be a 3+. And then because of this guy, it'll be a 4+. And because of this guy, it's a 5+ on a d6. Which means he needs to roll at least a 5 in order to move to this square without falling over. And then, when he moves away from that, because this doesn't have anyone in the 9 squares, the box he's going to, when he goes from here to here, he only has to dodge away, which is a normal 3+, because there's nobody occupying those 9 squares. That's kind of how tackle zones work, for the purposes of dodging. Anyway, that's I touch on it a lot when I talk about the game, but that's when I talk about a zone, that's basically what I'm talking about, is the 9 squares around a particular player. Yeah, I hope it does. I don't know. I mean, because it took me a lot. Like, that was my hardest thing when I was playing Blood Bowl, was learning that. Because when people explained it to me, and this was in the 90s, I was like, what are you talking about? Because the people explaining to me were more like interested in playing the game than explaining it to somebody. They're like, "Oh, you'll get it. Just keep playing." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't." I was getting frustrated. Then eventually someone's like, "All right, look." And then they explained the whole 9 square thing and it all kind of clicked and I'm like, "Oh. Okay." And then after you play a little bit, you understand the implication of that more. On the outset, it's like, okay, I get it. And once you kind of get the 9 squares thing, but there's actually has a lot of implications. And it basically means you don't get to go where you want a lot. Because people occupy the spaces that you would like to move into. Because all 9 squares around a player, they can reach you. That's why when we set up, sometimes we stagger them. Because you can't walk through that because there's 2 players on each side. So. But yeah, I was just like, I don't get it. And they're like, look, dude. I was like, oh. And then it gets really confusing when you start talking about hits and follow and people who are in your tackle zone when it comes to hits gets way more complicated because now we're talking about factors like guard and strength. And it's just, it gets kind of crazy. But the whole thing was it's a tabletop board game is how it started out, right? You got this board. This was a board. And then these are little miniature paint figures that you would paint up and stuff. And then that's what each one of these were. And then you move the figures around the board using those rules, kind of like chess. Shit. I ran the clock down a little bit. All right. Well, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like chess combined. Yeah. It's kind of like chess on crack. It's like rugby chess disguised as American football. Even though it's really not a lot like American football. It's someone's interpretation of American football. The lore is that in the future, because this takes place in the Warhammer universe, somebody in, was it like 20, is it 21 or 20? I think it's 23s, the 2300s. I don't remember. Something like that. It's really, really far in the future. Found a rule book to an American football game, but they couldn't read the language. So they just interpreted what they saw based on pictures or something like that, and then came up with their own set of rules for this game called Blood Bowl. And it's mostly about killing people. And there's also a ball involved. The whole thing is like supposed to be goofy. And it is. And we got a casualty. Nice. So see, we're keeping them at bay by pushing them backward, but we're not giving them too much room. And removing them from the field as much as we can as we do it. And that's basically the play. I don't know why that's a 1-die block. Is he strength 4? Oh, yeah. No, oh, because he was in his zone. See, there we go. I even get confused on zones still sometimes. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize he was in his zone. Like, it's crazy. Especially, like I said, when it comes to blocks, it's way more complicated, and I'll try to explain it as we go a little bit when it comes to blocks because it really is quite complicated. I have to watch the timer too, so. So I'm stronger than this guy, so I get 2 dice. Regardless of the fact that there's more people in the zone. But that's why it's complicated when it comes to blocks, because if both people have the same strength, then it matters on who's in whose zone, and if any of them have guard, and if there's any people assisting from another zone, and it just, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And that determines like basically how many block dice you can roll. But the standard rule of thumb is when you make a block in Blood Bowl, and that's why when you do the explanation block on my little chat thingy, or BB dice or whatever it is, it rolls 2 dice, because what the rule of thumb is in Blood Bowl is you generally do not want to make any block that isn't going to be a 2-day block in your favor. Any block that is not 2 dice in your favor is a very high risk block for you, because you could roll a skull and end your turn, and then if you roll a skull, you go down, the other player doesn't, and you roll to see if your armor breaks, and you roll to see if if you get injured, if the armor does break, and it's just horrible. It's like you just don't want to do it. Many people have died from rolling skulls on block dice. Look at that. Wow, Nudist just like clobbered the guy and caught it even in a zone. Now here's a situation. When you catch a loose ball, it's the 3+, I think, or it's a 4+. I think it's a 4. It's a 4+. Minus however many standing players are in the zone around you, because they're preventing you from trying to catch the ball. So in this case, it was a 5+, because this guy was in my 9 squares when I caught the ball. So it would be a 4 normally to catch a loose ball, because it popped free because I hit the guy and it fell through the air. It bounced on me. And so because this guy was standing in the zone, it was a 5. If this guy was standing, it would have been a 6, which means I could only do it on a 6. And any other person adding to it doesn't matter, because a 6 always succeeds and a 1 always fails. I think I'm just gonna stay right here. This is a good spot for us. A lot of players napping on the field. Yep, that's how we like it. It's especially when it's them. Now he's going to get behind me, and I'm a little worried. Because if he can get a player behind me and get the ball, then he can run away. And that's what we were trying to avoid, and he just did. See? So now this is why we have people who move really fast, like this wolf, who's going to come back and blitz this motherfucker. And still at the same time, try to keep all these people up. To keep these people locked in over here. Most important thing is to make sure that this guy does not escape with the ball, which means we have to do this first. Because if we do something else and fail, we lose the rest of our turn is over, and then this guy on his turn will do that thing. So I have a strength 4 and he has a strength 3, so I automatically get 2 dice. Plus I have frenzy, so if I push, I can re-roll the dice again and hit him again, and move him 1 square. But you always want to take the hit when applicable. Unfortunately, that's 2 blocks, and I have block, but he has wrestle, which means we're both going to go down, but he's going to lose the ball. Normally, I wouldn't take it, but I'm going to do it because he has the ball, and now he doesn't. But I'm not going to get hurt because I have block. It's just that I have to lay down, and then next turn I have to get up. That's what the Wrestle Skull does for him. And then we're going to use Aura to go pick up the ball. She moves fast too. And she does. And we're going to run her back over here for some added protection. And then we're going to do this blitz. Not a blitz, just this hit. Sorry. Or use my blitz. You get 1 blitz per turn. I used it on that. I'm going to push him up. Can we knock him? Aw. I was going to say, can we knock all of his players over on the same turn? No, but we're getting there. This is why we need tackle, because he has dodge everywhere. I'm going to move this guy down here. Because on his turn, he can get up and blitz. And we don't want that. And he's probably going to try to do it anyway. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to have to dodge into a zone. That's going to be a 3+. Into 2 zones, it's going to be a 4+. And then he's going to have to hit him, which is going to be 2 dice against, because there's 2 people in his zone that are stronger than him. So we're going to make it even worse for him by moving this zombie. Actually, we have to worry about this one too. We're going to move this zombie right here. That way, if this guy gets up, he has to dodge. And if this guy gets up, he has to dodge. He can do this, or he can do this. If he does this, he's fucked. If he does this, I guess he's still fucked. That's the best defensive play I can think of. And again, it's because of all the zones. Now, I have a quick minute. So what happens is, there's a minute left in the turn, so we can explain this a little bit. There's the 9 zones around Aura who has the ball. And he's trying to break into this 9 zone area as free as he can. Now, the ultimate play would be to go 1, 2, 3. I didn't even think about this. If he goes this way, it kind of costs him 3 turns to stand up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he goes this way, there's no zones, right? Because this is empty, and this is empty because this guy's on his ground. And then he would have to go, he only has 6 movement. So he'd have to go 1, 2, 3 to get up, 4, 5, 6. And then he has to go for it twice to get a blitz on this character. And I think he's probably going to try. That's what I predict is going to happen. Because this way there's no tackle zones to deal with. But I did my best to prevent it. And that's why usually when you cage up, you put a player on each corner of the 9 squares around you. And I'll show you what that is in a next turn. Maybe not the next one, but in a turn soon. Okay, he didn't do the thing I thought. He just stood up, which was really strange. Which makes me wonder who's he going to fucking blitz with. This guy? I think he's gonna... That would be weird. Nope, he doesn't. Oh, he blitzed with that guy. Oh, okay. But he had wrestled. That's what happened. He fucked up. That was weird. All right, well, the AI didn't do the thing that I thought the AI was going to do, which is actually better for us. Because that would have been way more advantageous for the AI to do that than what it did. All right. I'm going to hit this guy because if I knock him over, that's going to allow us to do stuff over here better. Actually, I got to get this guy up first. Before we do anything, get your guys up. Otherwise, they stay on the ground. Okay. He has wrestle. I figured this was going to happen. So I don't lose my turn when I go down because he has wrestle. If I didn't have wrestle and we both went down, my turn, I would lose my turn. The rest of my turn. But I wouldn't because I have block. Wrestle like fucks with block is why he took wrestle. I hate that. I hate wrestle. It's a weird skill. It's one of the few skills that is made solely to counter another skill, and I don't like it. Now tackle also counters skills, but tackle makes more sense in the way that it counters skills. Let's see. We have a reroll. You know what? I'm going to move Ara up. Actually. I was going to have Ara hand the ball off, but she already has the ball and she needs the points. So we're going to go ahead and just move her up. And I'm going to move the wolf here, right here next to her for some protection. What that means is if somebody tries to come in and blitz Ara, they have to go through this square. Probably. Because they're so far away, the quickest route possible, which would mean going through one of these two squares, because you don't have a whole lot of movement, right? So that would mean he has to dodge, and when he hits her, both of these players would be in his zone of protection, or would be. Both of these players, when you're attacking, are in your zone. And therefore, you have to deal with both of them. So you combine this strength, the strength of the person you're hitting plus the assist, versus your strength, which would mean it'd be 2 dice against. If he puts another person here, that zone negates this zone, and then you can run somebody over here, and it's 1 die against, or it's 1 die. It's a 1 die block, right? That's where it gets confusing because then you have zones negating zones. And then zones negating zones, and if you have guard, that negates zones. It's all crazy. All right. I'm going to move this guy over here because he has to get up. He's like, at some point, he's going to get up and try to do stuff. And so I want to put the zombies in the way of the people who are going to get up because they're on their back. If they're on their face, they have to wait a turn before they can get up. If they're on their back, they can get up in the next turn. So that's the difference. If they're on their face, there's this little stars spinning around their head as an indication that they're stunned. Now I'm hitting this guy to move him off of this player's zone. See how this guy was here? This guy was right here. And that means if this guy wanted to move, he has to deal with the player in his zone and he would have to dodge. But he can't dodge very good because he's a zombie. And it would be 4+ for him to dodge. So by me hitting that guy and moving him off of the zone, now he doesn't have to deal with that roll. But I do have to deal with the timer that I keep missing. And I just barely got it in time. And I was going to move him here to get in his way. That was the point. So we're good. I'm glad I put the 4-minute. I figured out how to do the 4-minute timers, because it's still not enough, but it's a lot better than it was before when I was trying to explain things. So he had to go for it twice, and he gets 2 dice against. That means I get to pick the result, and I'm going to pick the skull, so he goes down and gets knocked out. And see, he did exactly why I put the wolf there. When I had said I put the wolf here for protection, that's exactly why. Because he had to come in here, he had to go wide in order to come here without having to cross the zone. And he went wide, so he had to go for it twice to reach it. And when you go for it, you're going a square beyond your normal movement, and you have to roll the dice. On a 2+, you can do it, but on a 1+, you fall over and you end your turn. And he had to do that twice to get to him to throw the block. And because he threw the block and this guy was next to him, that's why it was 2 dice and they were red. And that means I get to pick the result of his block dice because I have more strength than he does. So that's why when you make a block, you want to make sure that you're getting 2 dice and they're white. They're 2 dice in your favor where you pick the result. Which means you have to have 1 more strength than the player you're hitting. Which is why you will put like an assist. Like what this is. Actually what this is. This guy has strength 3 and I have strength 3, but I have a guy standing next to him and he can't negate that because there's nobody standing in his zone except the guy that's being hit. So he is providing an assist. Now he also has guard, which means if somebody was standing in his zone, he would still provide an assist. But normally without guard, he couldn't because somebody else standing in his zone other than the target that's being hit negates him helping. And then instead of being a 1 die block, it's a 2 die block because he's helping. So now it's 2 die and it's my favor, and I pick the POW and I push him. And now this guy has guard, so a really good place to put a guard is right here, because he's in 2 people's zones. Normally it would be horrible if I didn't have guard, but I have guard. What that means is no matter who hits him, his guard skill will give me an assist regardless of how many people are in the zone. Now when I block him, he would normally be an assist for him, except that this guy's in his zone and that would prevent him from assisting. But if this guy wasn't in the zone, then he would assist this guy when I blocked him. However, this guy's here doing the same thing. And because he has guard, it doesn't matter how many other people are around, he's still going to give me at least 1 assist. That's why guard is such a powerful skill. I'm going to throw the block, and I get the push. I'll go ahead and push him this way. I'm going to stay here because I'm going to throw this block. I'm going to move this guy over here to give an assist to this guy who's going to block. Actually, that's Tiff. To Tiff, who's going to block 2 dice. And now we've knocked all the Elphuses on the floor. Oh, we didn't do this one yet. Okay, hold on. That's fine. Can't win them all. Did I blitz yet? No, we'll blitz with this guy. All right. Well, anyway, none of that matters because we have the ball here and Ara's going to score a touchdown, giving her 49 points, 2 points from her force skill. So 1 casualty or 1 touchdown or 1 MVP or 2 completions will give her another skill. You're trying to Trying something new, and I'm watching on our TV, not PC. Okay. Good luck with that. Twitch on TV sucks. Is it the Twitch app on TV? Or is it the phone app being cast to the TV? Typing on the TV is absolutely awful. It's at least that was my experience. Because I have the Twitch app on my TV, and it's fucking horrendous. It's the Fire Stick. I have that too. Are you talking to it for typing, or are you actually doing the little thing where you go deet 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 deet? Oh, you have to use your phone now. Okay. Because you can type with the keyboard or with the little remote control. It's really annoying. But I think you can also talk to it, and it will type for you. But it probably will come out inaccurate. Your phone to chat. So you have both going, basically? That's a good idea. I wish I would have thought of that one. Because when I was doing the Twitch app on the TV, I was like, fuck. And I was like, use the remote control. It'd take me like 20 minutes to type, like, hello. Because you have to basically select the letters and then hit enter or whatever. You're like, doot, 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 A, doot, 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 N, doot, 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 D, you know. You can't? You can't use the little, because it had me, what it had me do was use the little pad thing, and you moved it, and it brought up the little fake keyboard, and then you had to move the little pad to select the letter you wanted, and then hit the middle to enter. It's probably better that you can't, because it's an awful experience. All right, we're gonna move Ara up because she's wide open. Because see, he didn't put any zones to protect him. See how we set up? We set up so he can't walk through, but he didn't set up, so we just get to walk through. And now, if she was strength 4, I might even go for it and blitz, but she's not. So we're just gonna go here and put some pressure on the ball. And then what happens is she's already in the backfield, so if we end up getting the ball, we can get it to her and she can score later. So it's a win-win. He's got the guard. I'm gonna put him here. I was hoping I could type with my keyboard, but at last, oh. You can scan the code with your device. Weird. All right. I'm going to put nudist right here. He has dodge, right? He does. I have tackle. I'm gonna blitz with this wolf. We get the push. We'll follow. We got The POW. I don't think he has tackle yet. We need to get this wolf tackles ASAP. And actually, I'm going to go right here to put some more pressure downfield. And see if we can't get... Because it's close to the end of the thing. He hits one turn, and we have one more turn. So if we can knock the ball out of his hand, we might be able to score on our next turn before the end of the half. Sometimes I dual wield devices because I don't want to type each on the laptop and the phone. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. So here's his last turn on the half. And let's see if he does something productive with it. So far, no. He's probably going to try to cage up over here. 2 dice against. That was bad for him. I guess I'll take the push. That wasn't necessary. Oh, he wasted a blitz on that. Oh, he doesn't realize it's turn 8, so he's going to go try to score, but he can't. Oh, that was really stupid. Let's see what he's doing. Sucks to be him. Wow. Okay, well that was really weird. We have one turn to score, and lots of things to do. We have to blitz this guy at some point and knock the ball out of his hand. And then we can scoop up the ball, probably with the wolf, give it to Ara, and then she can go get her skill. So let's move this guy. I think I'm going to hit with this guy and blitz with Tiff. Yeah. But I wanted to put a zone. So we're going to have to use this zombie to put a zone. Strength 3. Here comes the blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to re-roll it because we need the ball out of his hand. We'll take the block. He has wrestle, so we'll both go down, but it won't end my turn. But he loses the ball. Unfortunately, the ball is now in another fucking zone, and we can't blitz anymore because we already blitzed. So we have no way of hitting this guy to move him from the zone. So what that means is we have to try to pick up the ball and dodge away without getting hurt. And because that's going to be risky, we'll do that last. And we'll see if we can't beat some people up while we're here. Vinny needs a casualty, and that would be really nice if he got one right now. But he doesn't. In and out for lunch. Nice. If that's your thing. Sweet. Burgers and fries are always... You gonna get animal style? You gonna get all greasy with it? You get all crazy? There you go. All right. Well, Ara is about to score. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that. The werewolf has to pick up the ball in a zone and dodge away for this to happen. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't work. So, let's see. He does. Can he dodge away? He does. Ara needs a 3+ to catch it. She does. And she scores, getting her 4th skill. Nice. Onions on the burger is nice. So we will have Ara sit on the sidelines for the second half, since she just got a skill. And I want to make sure that she doesn't get murdered before I can find out what the skill is. Raw's okay for me. I don't mind onions either way. But yeah, cooked is better. Pixel Hobo and Hieronius. Let's go for... Oh, Hieronius is block. We'll go for him. We'll go ahead and put Lenny on the line right there. Oh, wait. I'm receiving. Oh, shit. All right. Change of plans. I keep forgetting. I am so defensive in this game. I do so well on defense that I forget. I always forget when I'm like, oh, I'm receiving. I'm supposed to be on offense now. I don't like being on offense. It's more fun to be on defense because you can anticipate what they're gonna do and then counter it. Instead of having to like set up your own weird plays and have them fail and get all mad about it. I guess that makes sense. I didn't realize. I'm so stupid. Okay, that's better, I guess. I don't know. Some of you may notice that I always, on offense, I always set up for this line, for this side. There's no actual reason for that, as opposed to this side. It's just that I just get used to it. It's like the way my brain works. Like, posting up on this side works for me. Posting up on this side feels weird. I don't know why. I've done both. Sometimes it's more advantageous to do one over the other, but when it really doesn't matter, like in this situation where everyone's evenly spaced, I just kind of gravitate toward posting up on this side. It's just... So, like I said, in case anybody was wondering why, there isn't an actual reason. It's just because is my reason. It's not like some deep strategy and like, you know, there's a higher percentage of something happening or anything like that. It's just because I can. I'm going to hit this guy here, and then we're going to move over here. And now we're building a cage. So remember when I talked about tackle zones? What I'm doing is I'm building 4 squares around a central hub for which the receiver of the ball is going to hide. See, and this is called a cage. I guess we'll just use him here for now. And so when I talked about the 9 squares around a player, well, now you can see the advantage of this. Even though he could probably get up and blitz this guy, it's going to be at least 2 dice against because I have all these other zones around. But if he wasn't here, trying to get into this area is really tough because you have to go through, you have to dodge into 3 zones. You have to dodge into 3 zones. You have to dodge into 3 zones, right? Or you have to blitz somebody off of the cage and then move in, or like move them off the cage somehow and then try to blitz, but you can't blitz twice. It's really hard to break a cage. And this is why it's such a good strategy when you have 9 players, when you have like the 4 corners around a zone taken. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that those 4 corners are occupied, but you want coverage on those 4 corners. So I could actually like have somebody here instead, and somebody here, and it would still cover those corners, right? It just depends on it, but this is the easiest way to do it. And then when you can add players to that cage, you're better off. Now, I'm going to move Tiff over here, but I'm actually not going to put her, I'm not going to actually have her give him the ball yet. And the reason for this is because this guy can technically stand up and blitz and hit this guy, even though it's going to be a very disadvantaged attack. But for some reason, the AI has a knack of being able to do impossible shit all the time. And so this way, if he does, we won't lose the ball because I'm not giving the ball to this player yet anyway. And now I'm going to throw this hit. This guy has wrestle, which is kind of annoying. It means he's going to knock my guy down if I get block. And I do. It seems like every time I hit somebody with block, they have wrestle. And every time I have block and they don't have wrestle, it doesn't seem like, it's one of those weird things. It's like somehow wrestle makes the block show up more. It's a conspiracy. I know it's not that way, but it feels that way. So I'm going to move this guy over here. And the reason for this, again, is the tackle zone thing. Because now he is assisting him, because in his 9 squares, and he's targeting this guy. And in this guy's 9 squares is the guy who's hitting him, and then somebody else who is assisting. And that's why I get 2 dice. And for those following along on YouTube later and hopefully learning something, I hope I'm not being too confusing. And if I am, leave a comment down below and I'll try to address your concern. Oops. I took too long and didn't get to move that guy, but it doesn't matter. Excuse me. He's blitzing. He gets a POW. I don't know why he blitzed the zombie. That was kind of strange. I would think he'd try to throw a hit here, but he isn't. Which is even weirder. So he's trying to, what he's trying to do to counter my cage. Let's turn the symbols off for a minute. So what he's trying to do to counter my cage is he's trying to jam it up. He's trying to cage my cage. So I can't move. But what he doesn't know is I have players who can move really fast. I mean, he should know. He's just not taking that into account in his strategy. Is that I have players that can move really fast and I can just break away if I need to. And I'm going to try to push them forward to move them away. And then if I get an advantageous position, then we'll just run downfield and score. And if not, we'll just keep moving the cage forward. That's what a cage is all about. I'm going to move this guy over here to add some more annoyance, to negate some potential zone negating. I'm doing like, this negates that, but this negates these two from helping this guy, which negates his help. It's like, there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on in this game when it comes to blocking, and that's why it gets really confusing. Zones negating, because everything overlaps, right? Alright, so this guy is going to throw the block on this guy with 2 dice, because this guy is helping, because this guy can't help because he's standing in his zone, but this guy can because there's nobody standing in his zone but the target. So he knocks him over and moves forward, and now he's now putting more people in this guy's zone. So this guy's got more zone pressure. I'm going to hit this guy. I have block. He does not. And we have to figure out what to do here. Now, I'm stronger than this guy. And this guy doesn't get to help because he doesn't have guard. I'm going to put the symbols back up so I don't fuck this up. All right. Yeah, I'm going to... Maybe I should block this guy. No, I have to move this guy. All right, I see what's going on. I didn't blitz yet, did I? Yeah, all right. We're going to push this guy. Or we'll take the block. Fuck it. I'm going to knock him over is the point. And that actually knocked him out. So he's off of the field. He's not in the way anymore. And I'm not moving this guy. But he could end up being the bottom of the next cage. Because he could be the anchor point and I can move people up. Provided I can clear all this shit out. So he's going to throw a hit here, and he gets help with this guy. Because, again, he is in his zone, and he is the target. And I got dodge, which is why Lenny also needs tackle soon. He's going to throw the hit. Now, he can't help even though he's in his zone because he is in his zone. So him being here negates him helping him. This would be a 1-die block, except this guy is also in this zone and there's nobody around him. So now, all of a sudden, I get 2 dice. You're back from eating. Right on. And now we're actually going to go ahead and move this guy up here. And we're actually going to move the cage up a little bit. We're going to keep the ball in Tiff's hands. And let me turn the symbols off for a minute. We have 16 seconds left. Shit. Hold on. Blitz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't realize I was running out of time. The clock stops when I start doing things, but when I'm done doing things, it doesn't. So move, 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 move. Fuck it. Ah, damn it. I didn't have enough time. Okay, I kind of botched that because I was running out of time and I panicked. So she's actually open to attack, and I didn't mean to do that. But I realized that I did too late. So he's going to blitz her with his help. And there it is. That's exactly what I had said. Because I fucked that up, and that's my bad. But luckily there's enough stuff in here that will probably be okay. Because he doesn't have a lot of guys left on the field. And he just dodged through like 16 zones, and went for it twice, which is totally insane. So what he's done now is put me in a position. We're going to get her up. What he's done now is put me in a position by moving this guy here where I have to deal with the fact that somebody is downfield and he has the ball. So what I have to do is I have to make sure that we at least put a zone on this guy. I can't blitz this guy because if I did, I would waste my blitz and then he would still have the ball. And what we're hoping to do is to blitz this guy and knock the ball out of his hands. Because if he passes and none of these guys intercept it and he catches, he can run down here, and he's a catcher, so he moves 8. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, go for it, and score a touchdown. And we don't want that. So I'm going to throw this hit that way to move this guy off. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's do this then. Here's the blitz. I wanted the blitz coming from that way, but it's not going to happen. So we'll take what we can get. He does not have block, and I do have block. So we'll take the block. He'll be stunned, and the ball bounces out of his hands, and Tiff catches it. Now, because I blitzed, I can keep moving, and I am going to move, and I'm going to go right here to kind of put a zone on him so that I don't, so we can regain what I fucked up before. So now he's going to do the hit here, and because he has frenzy, he's going to be able to push this guy out of Tiff's zone completely. Okay, now these two people are stunned, so next turn they actually don't get to do anything except roll over. So that's really good for us. The only thing we have to worry about right now really is this guy. And we want to just keep him from getting in the way. And then this guy can get up and do stuff. So we're going to put a zone here to fuck that up. And then we have to worry about these guys. So we're going to put a zone here. And we're going to throw a block. Just to push them away. It's not working for our advantage the way I wanted it to. We're going to throw a block here. I'd like to get a POW one of these fucking days. But he has wrestle, so that sucks. And then we're going to throw this block. Yeah, none of this is helping us. I was trying to do something productive and it didn't really work out that well. But anyway, this should be okay. He's probably going to be able to dodge and do some fucking shit, but there's a lot of shit you got to do to get through here. So we'll see what happens. And we have plenty of turns left. There it is. See? So he's dodging into a zone, into 2 zones, and then getting a 1-die POW. See, that is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. Right there. And then he's going to dodge into 4 zones, dodge into a zone, go for it twice, and pick up the ball. Right? Yeah, see? That is bullshit, what just happened. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about that makes people fucking crazy with this fucking, with this version of the game. Like, this guy had to roll a couple 6s in a row to do what he did. And then this guy had to roll like a 4, I don't know, he dodged into like 2 zones, dodged out, and then he had to go for it twice, and then he had to pick it up, and like, I mean, it's just insane. And he's just like, oh yeah, no problem, and he just made it look easy. And on tabletop version, like, the chances of that happening are almost nil. So that's where the game gets annoying. but it's fine. I just, you know, and I know this playing this version of the game. It's just what we have to deal with, but it doesn't mean I'm not frustrated about it when it happens every time. So what we're going to do, does he have sidestep? No, he does not. Okay, so we're going to get Tiff up to act as, oh, she won't be able to assist. We're going to get her up. The werewolf is going to hit this guy to move him off of the fucking, off of this somewhere. Anywhere, just away from where he was. That's fine. And the reason why we did that was we cleared the zone for Tiff. So now Tiff can assist on this guy blitzing that guy. Because with this guy here, he negated Tiff's assist. But now it's clear. So Nudist is going to block this guy. And then stay where he is because him on the sidelines is bad. And the ball pops free. And there it is. And now he keeps moving because he can. And he is going to go right here to make it really hard for him to get the ball. But as you saw previously, it doesn't seem like it matters sometimes. When they just go and roll like 6 6s in a row or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe it wasn't that much, but it felt like it. Okay, now we have to move this guy. Three die block, gets the POW. This zombie's gonna go here to act as an assist while this guy hits this guy. And gets the POW and knocks him over. Now here, this is the situation. We have to move this guy, and if we do, maybe Lenny picks up the ball and scores. So we had to clear the zone. So now he needs a 3+ to pick up the ball. Is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is his movement, and then 2 go for it, and he can score. So 1, 2, pick up the ball on a 3+. He does. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 go for it. And he scores a touchdown. And there you go. Nudist. Nice. What's up? Woohoo. It's time. That was funny. That was funny. They had all kinds of music going on. Okay, so now I guess we're on defense again. So why is Lenny out? Oh, I see. See, Ara got a skill. We want to keep her on the sidelines so she doesn't die before we find out what it is. Okay. I think we're going to do basically the same setup we did last time. Oh, I got to turn the things back on so I can see So I was thinking, which is rare, about something I might be able to do, because I wouldn't mind doing a a stream where I actually explain everything and it's not in real time. There's a Blood Bowl thing that had been around forever before even like digital versions of the game. And it was this thing called Nuffle, I think, or NAF or something like that. The Nuffle American Football League or some shit like that. Here, let me pause this for a minute while I talk about it. And what it is it used to be like a little JavaScript app that lets you play by email with people. But it has the board and it has the pieces, and you can move the pieces on the board, and you can take your time because you can play against yourself, and you can turn the clocks off, and you can just talk and explain the whole game. And I was thinking maybe I get the latest one of those. But actually, that uses the new rule set, which I'm not using. So, but if I can find an older version of that, I might do a stream using just that. And then having the whole one stream explain the game, and then have people like ask questions and be able to like actually be like, okay, this is actually what this means. Because I'm trying to explain it while we play it, but I'm still running into the problem is that I keep running out of clock time before I explain everything, and then I have to stop, and then I have to do my action, and then like it doesn't make sense, and it gets kind of jumbled. So I'm thinking that maybe at some point I will do that, and when I figure out how to do that better, and it will just it basically looks like a Blood Bowl board, and it has pieces, but there's no clock or anything, and we can just sit there, and I could do it like those like, if you ever watch like a chess thing on streams, there are people who will explain how to play chess. It's the same thing. There's like a board and there's pieces, and they talk about the different things. Maybe I could do that one of these days. But it would be regarding this rule set, which then changes things a little bit, because the new rule set sucks, and that's why I don't use it. But most people playing Blood Bowl tabletop are going to be forced to use that set, and anybody playing Blood Bowl 3 digital version, I feel sorry for you. Don't waste your money on that trash microtransaction hell fucking shit of a game. But that also uses the new Blood Bowl set rule set, and not this one that I'm using. The one I'm using is the one that was basically the same for like 20 years. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I might do that because like I was explaining to the Ara, she had a question I was explaining earlier, but like when I explain things, I enjoy explaining them, but I don't enjoy like dealing with this bullshit that I can't turn the clock off. Anyway, yeah, this is just a setup, so we're fine. All right, so there, he picks up the ball. He's gonna push me for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. See, he's trying to. Again, this is that elf team that's like really good about scoring. So he's trying to like. Well, they're not good about scoring right now, but he's trying to penetrate this wall of defense here. See, that's why he's doing crazy shit like this. And still pulling it off. Because if he gets the ball next turn, if I can't knock this guy over or this guy over, he can score a touchdown. So that's why we were focusing before on keeping everybody pushed back as much as possible. And that's what we're still going to do right now. But he's now put me in a situation where he's forced me to either blitz this guy right now, which I don't think I can get to, or this guy. So we're going to put a zone on this guy. This guy has tackle, so we're going to put a zone on this guy. We're going to jam this whole thing up. I'm going to move my guard guy if I can. 2, 3. No, I can't. I wanted to put him right here, but we will put him right here. And then maybe move him later. In case he tries to cage up over here. And we'll move him up. And we're going to blitz this guy. 1. Now I'm stronger than him. But he's extremely agile. 2, 3, 4. So I get 2 dice. Oh my god, double skull. Fuck off. This is a bad time for double skull. There we go. And I get the POW. And I'm going to push him back this way. Because if he gets up, we want him to be farther away from the end zone. And we're going to move in front of him so that if he gets up, he has to dodge backward before he can go forward. Or at least make him try to do that. And now we're going to move this guy over here to get in his way even more. And again, it's because he is the closest downfield. He's the closest one to have the ability to score. This guy, we need to block from doing anything. So we're going to move him here. See, so now we're kind of like, we're zoning around everybody. We're blocking their ability to do things. This wolf is going to attack the Alphuses this way. I have tackle. He does not. Wait, does he have tackle? Spike doesn't have tackle. Oh, that sucks. Then he's going to use the push. Spike needs tackle. Spike, you need to score a casualty so you can get some tackle. Spike it is in desperate need of tackle for sure. All right, so now we've kind of jammed that whole thing up. That's a 1-die block. Oh, that's a 2-die block. Oh, because of him, right? Okay, we'll take that 2-die block. I didn't see that. And at least we're going to push him. Now we're going to stay where we are instead of follow up. And the reason we're doing that is because we're keeping this guy at bay when he gets up. If we followed, then we would be behind this guy and he could go this way, and we don't want to do that. So how you doing, Nudist? What's going on with you today, buddy? Anything exciting? I'm going to take the block because he goes down. Wait. Oh, because he had wrestle, right. And that was the end of his turn, and then I just get back up. It doesn't matter. All right. We still have to deal with the same problem with this guy, but now we can also deal with the guy with the ball. So let's hit this guy. We'll take the push because he has block. We'll take the POW because nobody has POW. Knocked him out. My voice is getting all scratchy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of options. I want to blitz with this guy because he has tackle. So if I roll the dodge, he can't use it. But so does Nudist. But Nudist is in a weird spot for the blitz, so the other problem is he's gonna have to go this way. And I have to move this guy because he can't go this way because that would be in a zone. Or I have to hit him and move him. And I'd rather do what I have to do first than what I need to, do what I need to do first than what I want to do. So let's go ahead and move Lenny over here. So he's kind of out of the way and also adding an assist that I don't really need. And then we're going to blitz with this zombie. 1, 2, 3. We're going to blitz the thrower because he has tackle and he has dodge. So when I roll the POW dodge, which I didn't, it would have negated it, but I got the POW anyway, so that's even better. The ball pops free. I do not want to catch it because I'm in 2 zones. It's 6+, and I don't want the zombie to have the ball anyway. And Lenny just caught it by default, and that's fine. It's even better because Lenny moves fast, so it's good that he has the ball. Move this guy over. Now we need to kind of cage up Lenny all of a sudden. This guy's probably going to blitz him. He's going to stand up and blitz him. That's what I would do. I don't even see how we can prevent it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to put some zones over here. I'm going to hit this guy because if I can move him, then the werewolf can help out. I'm going to move him here. I'm going to follow because I will provide an assist when this guy hits him later. The wolf can now get involved and help out a little bit. Like if this guy wants to stand up now, he's got to deal with more shit. I fucking hate Russell. Russell sucks. How many rerolls do I have? I'm gonna use the reroll. There we go. And we've already blitzed, so we will move Tiff right here because she has tackle. So if he does try to do some crazy dodge, he doesn't get the reroll because he has dodge. And that'll do it for that turn. I still think he's going to try to blitz with this guy, and he does. I don't know how the hell that's 1 die. I don't know how that's not 2 dice against, but okay. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. I have to look at all that again, and it's just, it doesn't really matter. And that's why we put Tiff there, because he failed the dodge, and now it's my turn. Okay, so one, two. I'm gonna try to kind of cage still. See if we can't block this stuff for another turn, because he won't be able to score in one turn, but he can score in two. We really have to do something about this guy, though. Let's do that first. There we go. That's the power we need. All right. 1, 2, 3. One, two. Man. How are we going to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, it's still not enough. Like, all right. Let's go this way. There. I'm trying to put zones on people because I can't really cage. But if I can put zones on people, I can create situations where he can fail. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move him away from the ball as much as we can. And push him into tackle zones. Okay. We're going to move this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. There's 3, and he needs 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move him over here, which is still going to suck. And we'll move him here. He's going to dodge and fucking blitz him, and there's nothing I can do about it, and it really pisses me off. But this might be the best spot right here. I have tackle, so that should knock him over. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can move this guy, which still isn't going to cover his top end, but I can cover his back end. Ghoul time. Yep. All right. So it's all about, it's all about the Ghoul. We have one turn after this, and he's going to dodge and probably blitz this guy. But if we can hang on and we have block and dodge, we should be good to go. Hoping he doesn't get a POW. But he'll probably do some bullshit and get the 1-die POW. Oh, he's actually putting a zone instead of blitzing. Now he's going to blitz with that guy. So we had to dodge into a zone, dodge out of a zone, roll 2 dice, and he got a POW. Because it's fucking cheat-ass game. You see what I'm saying? That's insane. That's totally fucking insane. And it's like, no big deal. I'll do it all the time. Like, he's just dodged. He's acting like a goblin. He's just dodged through like 16 zones, picked up the ball in the zone. Like, you know, I try to play the game as well as I can, and there's nothing I can do about it when the game just when rolls don't matter. It just gets really annoying. Like rolls just don't matter. Like that's all that was. That was like whatever. It's fine. I'm not freaking out or anything. It's just annoying. Cuz I took a lot of time to plan that. And it was negated by the fact that he can literally do anything he wants and get any roll that he needs to do it. And it's like there's no point in doing shit. He's just too stupid to do anything like score a touchdown. You know? Like it's weird. It just drives me crazy. Anyway, it's fine. I mean, it's already 3-0. It's not like I need to fucking score another touchdown. But, you know, it's just like you set it all up and it fails because he just walks in and says, I don't care about all of your defense. I'm just going to walk right through and do whatever I want anyway. Because I'm going to succeed all of the crazy dice rolls. At least he can't score, no matter what I do. But I'm still going to blitz this motherfucker. On principle. Now, I might be able to score with Nudist. But this would require me to get as many crazy dice rolls as he just got. And unfortunately, I'm not that lucky. But we will try to throw a hit here first. Before we try the impossible. Okay, so here's the impossible setup. A zombie needs a 4+ to pick up the ball, and they can only move 4 spaces. And so he's going to have to move here, pick up the ball. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to throw the ball to Nudist, which is going to be at least a 4+. It might be a 5+ because he has agility too. Nudist needs to catch it on a 3+, and then he needs to go for it to score. And if all of these crazy things happen, hey, we scored. So let's see. So he's going to pick up the ball. And we re-roll it. And he does. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he needs a 5+ to pass it. I think. It's not telling me what I need. I thought it told you what you needed. Oh, 5+ to patch, 3+ to catch. And no, he didn't. He failed the pass. So there it is. You'll do it? You probably could have, but the zombie trying to get you the ball didn't. Sorry, bro. That zombie failed you. And now he's going to walk in and pick up the ball in a zone on a go for it. And then blitz you while he's at it. And he'll probably get a POW. And there it is. You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. Like everything that just happened is insanely, like the odds of it happening like cleanly like that are crazy. And yet there it is. He even knocked you out. But it's the last turn, so it doesn't matter. You did get knocked the fuck out. All right. But Spike got the MVP, which is awesome because that means he gets a skill, which means he's going to take tackle now, I hope. So we do have some skills to roll. And the competition is over. And we won 11 matches in a row. So first up is Ara, who I also would like to give tackle to, but we'll see what she gets. She gets tackle. There we go. And next up is Spike the Werewolf, who also needs tackle. But we'll see what he gets. Because maybe he gets a doubles or, you know, movement or something. Holy shit! Our prayers have been answered. He doesn't get tackle, but what he gets is far more important than tackle. Spike the Werewolf now becomes an official big guy with strength 5 on a werewolf. That's 2 strength increases. Yeah, so that's insane. Because he has block and frenzy and claw. So whenever he does any kind of hit, it's just, I don't even know what to say. It's like having a minotaur without wild animal, and also he moves 8, so it's like even better. That was amazing. Spike is now just a straight up blitzer. Like the best blitzer you could possibly have. He's now a big guy officially. Strength 5, all of the big guys on the game, like the ogres and the trolls, and not the trees. The tree's actually 6. And like the minotaurs and the rat ogres and all those, like the Saurus and all these fucking things, they're all strength 5. But they usually have, in order to get one of those guys, if you have a team that is allowed to have one, mummies too. Mummies are strength 5, but mummies are really slow. But most of the big guys have a negative trait because they're a strength 5 character, which is above and beyond like insane. And usually that negative trait requires them to roll the dice in order to do anything. Wild animal, they have to roll to see if they pay attention to what you tell them to do. That's kind of the whole point of them rolling. It's like because they're a wild animal, which is like on the rat ogre, I think, and the minotaur. The trolls have very stupid, which means they have to roll a 4+ to do anything. But if the goblin is next to them, they can roll a 2+ to do it, which makes them bonehead. The ogres have to roll bonehead because they're stupid. Because the big guys are generally like stupid or not paying attention in the game. But having a werewolf get a 5 strength through progression means I'm a big guy without any negative traits. And oh, by the way, I'm a werewolf, so I move 8 and I have frenzy. And I also happen to have block. And claw, because he comes with it, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, this is a big deal. I really wanted tackle, but strength 5 is it's like better than tackle. So yeah, I'll take strength 5 any day over tackle. Big guy gang, that's right, man. I'm wearing my hearing aids, so I def heard that. Oh, wow, cool, dude. Right on. Um. So yeah, having the strength 4 wolf was two strength 4 wolves was pretty awesome, but having one as a strength 5 is that's just amazing. I don't even know what to think about that. That is so cool. Um. So we can do a new season, but I don't know if it's going to keep the rules. It should of the league. It should keep the league because I did the league and I set the rules as 4 minutes. But if clicking new season resets it to default, and I'm going to be pissed. So let's hope it doesn't. If it does, we'll just quit and then make a new one. I don't know what we're going to find out the rules, I guess. Okay, good. 4 minutes. Auto validation off. Registration fees off. Aging enhancement resurrection. Resurrection. Oh, that's not our resurrection. That's different. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. I'm good with that. And here is a prime example. We're going to be playing the Underworld Denizens next. Now, the Underworld Denizens have a claw on a bunch of their players and probably a whole bunch of mutations. They're a mix between the Skaven rats and the goblins. But they have usually a rat ogre or this guy. Oh, they have a warpstone troll. And looks like he has mutations, which is why he's got these big tentacles and shit, which is crazy. So let's look at his troll. Now, when I talked about big guys, a warpstone troll is a big guy. He is strength 5. But because he's strength 5 and you can buy a strength 5 guy, he has loner, which means he has to re-roll. If he's going to use a team re-roll, he has to actually roll the dice to see if he can do it. And he has to roll the dice before that to see if he can do anything. 2+ if there's somebody next to him, 4+ if there's nobody next to him. And if he fails it and he needs to use a team reroll, he has to roll the dice, and on a 4+, he can use the team reroll. So it's really hard to use big guys normally. This is why us having the werewolf strength 5 naturally is such a huge thing. However, unfortunately, this fucking troll also has a mutation. He has claw, which is breaks armor and hurts people. But he also has tentacles because he's a warpstone troll. So that means anybody trying to dodge out of the zone has to beat his strength on 2 dice. 2 dice plus 5. Yeah, it's 2 dice plus 5. And if you don't get to dodge. He holds you there with his tentacles, which is kind of annoying. How many teams are in the game? Originally 24, I believe. Well, not teams. There's an unlimited number of teams, but there's 24. There's 24 races. So, if you want to make a team, and then there's also another option. Let's go to the thing. Where is it? So, if you want to make a team, there's 24 of these, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be 26. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's 26 because 2 of them they made up for this particular digital version of the game. In the real version of the game, there's 24. And they don't have... Keslev Circus is not a real team, and neither is the Bretonians. This is also not a real team in actual Blood Bowl. So Blood Bowl, there's 24. However, there's another option. Because you can also do mixed teams. And then that ends up making the races more unlimited. Oh, wait, hold on. You can also make a mixed team. And a mixed team means you can make a team that is comprised of this group of teams that you selected. So I could make one out of members of all 5 of these teams, or all 4 of these teams, or all 4 of these teams, or these ones, or these 3, right? Depending on the races. It's a mix of different races, mixed race teams, which are pretty fun as well. For the tournaments, it depends on the tournament that I set up. And the tournament I set up, I don't remember how many teams I think there's 12 teams in this particular tournament. And we play each of them once. Yeah. So here's the stick, though. The actual... In Blood Bowl 3... Well, they actually started doing it in this version. But then they came out with the Legendary Edition like a year later, and you could buy all the teams at once. And it's actually really cheap. But in Blood Bowl 3, what they fucking did was you get like 6 teams. And you have to buy the rest of them. And they also added a whole bunch of stupid microtransactions. And you can't even buy all the Blood Bowl 3 teams yet. Because they're releasing them slowly. Which makes it suck even worse. Because if you just want to play fucking Blood Bowl, you're like, so wait, in order to play Blood Bowl, I have to buy the game and then I have to wait like 3 years before I can play whatever team I want? Because you want to roll out DLC and sell them to me one at a time? It's really, it's a really shady fucking thing. The Blood Bowl 3... How many teams? Okay, it says the game came with 12 races. Black Orcs, Chaos Chosen, Chaos Renegades. Those 3 teams may exist now, but they aren't real. They weren't real in the older version of Blood Bowl. So it comes with 3 bullshit teams. It comes with Dark Elf, Dwarf, Elven Union, Human, Imperial Nobility, which is High Elves, Nurgle, Old World Alliance, Orcs, and Skaven. Wow, that sucks. There's no undead teams. So it comes with 3 bullshit teams, and then it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 traditional teams. No, actually, Old World Alliance isn't even a traditional team. That's a mixed team. So it comes with 4 bullshit teams and 8 real teams, and the ones that it comes with are like they're okay, but they're not like the teams that everybody really wants. Like the dwarves, obviously everybody, like, that's fine. So they're basically gonna have you buy 12 more fucking races in Blood Bowl 3. Which is, there's a lot of reasons I'm not playing Blood Bowl 3. One is because the game sucks, the rule set sucks, and the implementation of it is absolute trash. It's a microtransaction hellscape, and they're charging way too much. And because they changed the rules, if you actually want to know, if you want a copy of the rule changes, you actually have to go out and buy the official Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook for $60. Which is fucking insane. So, fuck all that. And then, the microtransactions, if you buy, you can buy armor pieces for characters on your team, but they're not transferable. So if you buy a helmet for your character, for your team, because it's a cool looking helmet, you get one helmet for that one character, and if the guy dies, you lose the helmet. If the guy retires, you lose the helmet. You can't put the helmet on another character. And it's like a couple bucks. And that's like, oh, you want different armor for that character? You have to pay a couple bucks. Like all these things, and it's per character. It's not even per team, which is absurd. It's totally absurd how greedy that company is. It is, yeah, dude, people are like losing their shit. Like they're expecting you to pay somewhere around $1,000 to play this fucking game with some of the microtransactions. Like that seems to be kind of the case, right? Like if you want to fully deck out a character in Blood Bowl 3, it's probably going to cost, I don't know, a lot. Probably like $20. And then you have 16 characters per team. So I don't know what that is. $320 a team. And then it comes with 12 teams. But then there's also 12 teams that they're going to sell you individually. So yeah, we're in the couple thousands of dollars now. For a stupid Blood Bowl. It's like, what the fuck are you people smoking, dude? Tabletop is cheaper for the first time in history. And tabletop, you buy an actual board that comes with 2 teams and a rule book. And then you buy the miniatures in packs to make up the rest of your teams. And the little miniatures cost about $50 a team. And you paint them up and shit and put them together. And that's cheaper than the digital version if you were to do the same thing. That's so insane, dude. It's so crazy. It's like, wait a minute. I can buy the tangible shit cheaper than the fucking digital version. Like, what is happening? Like, those are actual things people have to create. Right? Digital stuff you create one time and then you can sell millions and millions and millions of copies of it, and it costs literally nothing at all because you're just copying what you've already done. You're just selling another copy of the same exact thing, and there's no more manufacturing involved. There's no packaging involved. It's totally insane. They're so fucking greedy, man. A lot of people are pissed. Anyway, so that's my little fucking rant for the day, I guess. We'll add that to the rant calculator. Anyway, this is also why I play Blood Bowl 2, which is this version, because Blood Bowl 2, you can buy Legendary Edition. It comes with all of the teams, all of the extra shit. I think it's only like, it might be like $12, if it's that, if it's even that much. I don't know how much it is. I haven't looked in a long time. It might be more expensive because more people are probably buying it because Blood Bowl 3 sucks. And they're like, fuck it, we're going to play Blood Bowl 2. Plus, they have all kinds of crazy server issues. There's like way more issues with Blood Bowl 3 outside of what I just said. The UI is horrible. The matchmaking service sucks. People's games get dropped all the time. The servers are trash. It's basically unplayable. It's garbage. And every time you click a button in the game on Blood Bowl 3, and this happened in the beta, and we said, this can't be real, right? And they're like, no, we're only doing it for the beta. We're not actually putting that in the team. And they lied. They actually did put that in the real game. Every time you click any button in the game, it has to connect specifically to the server to verify that click and then come back, which creates a shit ton of lag and a shit ton of server load. I'm talking about even in the menu. If I were to do this, it would have to connect to the server to verify that click. If I click on the team, right now, this game, it does sometimes do that, like it just did to load the team. But if I click on the roster, if I click on any single person or do any single click in the entire game while I'm playing, the Blood Bowl 3 is trying to connect to the server to do anything, to verify it. And I'm like, that's insane. So yeah, it's really laggy. It's the thing's awful. It's so stupid. Whoever programmed that are like complete and like a lot of words that I shouldn't say on stream, so I'm not going to say it, but they are those. A lot of idiots. Anyway, sorry. So I guess I wasn't done with my rant. But yeah, a lot of people just play Blood Bowl 2 now because it's cheaper and you get all the teams and the rules are better. This is the rule set that was 20 years, and it took 20 years to refine it, and everybody loves it, everybody knows it. So I don't know. Anyway, sorry. So let's play the game. Now that I ranted for I killed like a half an hour ranting. That was cool. I do too, man. I'm so fed up with shit. It's profits before gaming, and I understand that. I don't have a problem with companies making a profit. What I have a problem with is companies who are doing it regardless of what they're doing before what they're doing. Like, if you're a game company, I think I'm going to receive because I think you took a secret weapon and I'm going to try to take it out. Normally I don't. Yeah, he did. So, all right, hold on. So if you're a game company, if you start a company because you want to make a game, right? You're starting a company because you want to make a game, because you want to make money off of games, but games is your passion. So you're going to make a game that you want and you're going to sell it. That used to be how it works. But now companies are making games because it's profitable, not because they're passionate about making games. And that's what happened to Blizzard as a prime example. Blizzard used to be a really cool game company like 15 years ago. Because they cared about profits. Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? But that wasn't, the focus was making a good game. And now the focus is marketing to get people to buy the next thing. And if your game is nothing but give me money, give me money, give me money, right? Where games used to be, you put a game out, it costs 20, 30, 40 bucks, sometimes 50 bucks, whatever. And you bought it and you got the game. That's it. You don't have to buy more shit. Occasionally there's a DLC or there was like an expansion pack a couple years later or whatever to add more shit to the game. But now they bake all that shit in while they're making the game. They're actually making stuff while they're creating the actual game in the first place that they're already going to sell you later on and trickle in. instead of like making the whole game and then after it sells really well and people are like, can we have more content? We're like, okay, let's make some more content. And then they make more content and then they sell you that. Yeah, it doesn't work that anyway. Like that's the old school. That's the sucker play, right? Because now you have to you build this huge game with all this content and then you trickle the content into the players as they want more. You're like, we have a backload of like 14 DLCs and we're going to sell them to you a little bit at a time. It's crazy. And then on top of it, what, microtransactions, right? We're going to sell you a bunch of fucking, we're going to sell you like little things all the time. And then some games, like, you need to buy those things in order to fucking play the game. Like, that's the worst kind. The non-cosmetic transaction type shit is the worst. Anyway, you guys all know this. I'm preaching to the choir. Yep, pay to play. Yeah, now it's pay to pay. It used to be pay to play, but it's actually pay to pay. You are correct. And it may or may not have been a typo, but it really is pay to pay. I don't know if you intended it to be that, but it is what you said. So, absolutely. So we are going, because he has tentacles, we are going to try to keep everybody as far away from the fucking troll as possible, because tentacles sucks. Oh, this is our huge strength guy too. Nice. We have to have at least 3 people on the line. That should be fine. Now he's wide open. He could run down the field and do things, but he probably isn't going to because he's really stupid. Famous last words. Oh yeah, so wait, he has, I forgot, he has secret weapons. He has a bomber. We're not going to be able to get to the bomber. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're on offense, so we're going to set up kind of a cage and then maybe we'll try to get as close as we can to the bomber. And we'll try to get as close as we can to the bomber. Actually, we should use the tackle wolf for that. Because maybe we can get to the bomber eventually. To take him out next turn. Because that guy's going to ruin our day, man. Alright, let's do this. He's kicking to me. I kick. We get to put ourselves under the ball. We'll put that guy under the ball. Got it. Good deal. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this goblin. He has wrestle, so he might take me down, but I don't care. As long as I can knock him over. Nope. We're not going to follow because we don't want to stand next to the troll because he has tentacles. Tentacles is evil. It keeps you where, like, you. It's so fucking evil, dude. You just don't want to deal with it, ever. I'm going to move this guy over here to put some zones on these fuckers. That's a Skaven. Oh, okay. It's a line rat. I think we're gonna blitz this guy, and then we're gonna stand next to the bomber to fuck him up. Oh my god! All right, there we go. I have tackle. That's a casualty. And now he's gonna stand next to the bomber to put pressure on the bomber to fuck him up. All right. Now we're gonna cage up. We're gonna put a zone on this guy so he can throw a hit, but he's not gonna follow up if we get him knocked down. I have block, he does not. And we're gonna move her over here. That thing looks crazy with the tentacles. I love the graphic. When they mutated, they put the mutation graphics on it. It looks amazing. I've never seen a troll with tentacles before, so that's why. That looks really cool. These ones have two heads. That's why there's this... It looks like a tail, but it's actually a second head. See, it's a second goblin head. Let's see if I can find another one. I can show it to you. Yeah, this guy. See, he has... It's a second head growing out of his back. And then he also has claw. This one has claw. You can see how he's got, there's that big hand. It's either big hand or claw. I think it's claw. So he has a really big claw. He has the tentacles. Yeah, I think that's it. Anyway. So now, because we parked this guy next to the fucking bomber, we can actually just hit the bomber. Which is great, because now the bomber's out of the game, and that's exactly what we needed. And then we don't have to deal with the bomber the rest of the game. Somebody just texted me. Hold on. Oh, okay. I see. Anyway, sorry. That was kind of important. Excuse me. We're putting zones of annoyance around here. This guy, see, he moved the troll and was able to move him next to my guy, which sucks. So I can't dodge away without dealing with the tentacles, but one way I can escape the tentacles is by hitting this guy and following up, because the follow-up is free. Unfortunately, he's in there as a zone, so it's only a 1-die block. And I should have seen that before I moved this guy, but I didn't. So we're gonna do it anyway because I don't want to lose Ghoul. Well, maybe I'll move one of these guys over. Let's see what happens. Let's do other shit first. Let's do this hit for sure. There we go. All right, and we can move the cage up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move this up here. In fact, let's move it over here because I don't want him getting up and blitzing. 1, 2, 3. So now we can move this here. I don't want to stand on the sideline, so I'm going to move up here instead of here, but I'm still going to be able to protect that corner. And we're going to do the same thing here. That still doesn't help this problem. But I have a solution to this. Because we didn't blitz, we're going to blitz with the wolf on this guy. Oh, that's still not going to help. Because he needed to hit him in order to fucking... Oh well. That was kind of stupid. It's not the end of the world. But it didn't do what I wanted to, and actually it made it worse. The point was I was going to hit with this guy so he could move for free off of the troll, but now he can't. Now he's going to have to dodge, and if he fails because of the tentacles, it's going to suck. But he did blitz, so he can keep moving. So I'm going to have him move up over here. We have a reroll. We'll go ahead and go for it. I would like to put a zone on that guy. And then I'm going to move this guy to here to jam this shit up a little bit. Now we're going to attempt this dodge, which may fail because of tentacles. We don't want to stand in this guy's zone because that sucks. So I need a 9+. Oh, I need an 8+ to break free of the tentacles. And a 3+ to dodge. And I do. That was crazy. That was very crazy. And our timer's running out, but we locked that corner up. Now he's probably just going to move. And that ends the turn, but we're fine. He's probably going to try to move this guy, but if there's no goblin next to him, he's going to need a 4+ to do it. So it might not work. And he does anyway. He rolls a 6 again. He gets a push though. Push doesn't help him. Push just ties a zombie up that I don't care about. Well, that was weird. I don't really know what he's trying to do down here, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to blitz with my strength 5 wolf now, just because I can. Oh, come on. There we go. And we're actually going to stay right there, too. I'm going to hit with this guy. I have block. He does not. So now what we're doing is we're securing the next cage. And then next turn, she'll score. And we're going to move this guy over. To put somebody in his way. And we're going to move this guy into that cage corner to lock it down. And now, let's see, we already blitzed with that guy. I guess we'll move this guy up to get in his way. See, we're going to force these guys to either 2-die block me or dodge. And the more that he has to roll the dice, the bigger chance that he can fail. I'm going to move this guy down here to kind of, I don't know, do something. I'm not sure. And then I'm going to move this werewolf right here to block this guy from getting up and doing things. So he's gonna dodge. Really? Look at that. This is the bullshit again. He just got up, dodged, went for it twice, blitzed, got 2 dice against, and got a favorable result. But at least he didn't get double pows. So he pushed me. He walked right into my cage and pushed me. He's in 4 fucking zones. That is insane, dude. That shit's so insane when the game does that. It's like, what are you doing? Nobody in their right mind would ever even try such a thing. Because it's a guaranteed failure. But except that it wasn't. It's like, what? That's insane. I mean, it's fine. It's crazy. Keeps you on your toes. But it's like, holy crap, man. So I'm going to hit this guy with this guy. Because I have tackle. And of course I get a fucking push. Are you kidding me? And he has wrestle, right? At least he's going down. That's such bullshit. Anyway. I'm going to throw that block. And then I'm just going to go square, I think. Yeah. Anything that's not risky. I think we're done. I could throw that hit. But I don't want to fuck the turn up because I don't have any rerolls left. So we're just going to go ahead and score with Tiff. Put points on the board. And then we'll fucking beat him up next turn. Tacos. All right. Set up your players in defense before the kickoff. Ugh, fucking troll, dude. I don't want to deal with the troll. He's going to put the troll right on one of my players. See, I have to set up first, so anything you see you can ignore when you're on defense. Because he's going to reset everything up based on how I set up. So on defense, you have to set up first. And I know he's going to put a troll right next to one of my guys. Because he's got the tentacles. Because why wouldn't... I mean, I would. But that sucks. Because the tentacles sucks. I hate the... I should probably just focus on trying to kill that guy, I think. Maybe. Just so I don't have to deal with him anymore. Little Grem's back in the game. Oh, here we go. Now we'll get some fouling. Let's put Little Grem out here. All right. And he puts the troll in the middle, actually. So he's got... he's in 2 guys' zones. Which is even worse. But like I said, maybe we'll just focus on killing the troll or knocking him over. We have a strength 5 fucking werewolf now, so we can probably do that. We also have to make sure he doesn't score. He does have Skaven players, so he's pretty quick. And he's got 2 heads, so he's really agile. Oh, thank you. He failed the pickup. Ball goes flying free somewhere. And now it's my turn. All right. Let's... I do not want to follow because I don't want to get yet another player stuck in the tentacle shit. But I do want to knock these guys over. If I can. Because they're providing an assist. Alright, there we go. Getting some good knockouts. Now, we're going to use our Strength 5 troll. We need to come at an angle, though. Oh, fuck, I can't. If I come at an angle, then I'll get the assist. If I use the push, otherwise it's a 1 die on a Strength 5 guy. And it doesn't look like I can. Because I can't move that guy without dodging. I can only go straight on. I can come over here, but I can't because that guy's in the way. I can come over here, 1, 2, 3, but I can't because that guy's in the way. And I can't move that guy without blitzing. So we're going to have to go straight on and hope that it works. So we're going to reserve that move for later. And move this guy up for now, because that's where the ball is. And then move this guy up. Because he has tackle. And they both have dodge. Does he have dodge? No. Does he have dodge? No. I think we're going to move this guy here. Here comes the blitz with the wolf. And again, this is going to work. It's going to be a 2 die, but it's going to be a 1 die if I have to follow up. And it might be 1 die against because this fucking guy is right next to him and I can't avoid it. That pisses me off. I finally get a Strength 5 guy and I'm still going to get fucked by it. Because that guy is just in the worst possible spot. I have a better idea. I'm going to blitz this guy with somebody else and then we'll deal with the troll later. Because that guy is in a horrible spot. So now, unfortunately, that means it's 3, 4, 5. The troll's now jamming all these guys up, but I can move the wolf here and take a gamble and then use one of these guys to hit him with 2 dice instead of the wolf like I wanted to. And if we move him this way, we have more hits. So we get 2 dice and maybe we can knock him over. And we do, and that's all I really wanted to do. So that's fine. I just had to change plans midstream is kind of the whole... That was the whole complaint there. And then we have Grimmy here is going to go stomp his guts out. Because that's his job. And he got him stunned. And did he get removed? Oh, Grimmy got kicked out of the game for fouling, but at least he stunned the troll, so it was worth it. Thanks, Grem. Your sacrifice has been duly noted. Ow. That was really weird. He stopped this guy in this guy's zone who has tackle and is stronger than him. I don't really understand the point of that one. Let's re-roll. We get the POW. We will follow that up. Knock the ball out of his hand. Now we're going to put another zone on the ball in case we fail to pick it up. We're going to blitz with this guy to get him off of the ball. We're going to move this guy over to jam these guys up. He's going to give an assist. He's going to go over here. We're going to try to pick up the ball with the wolf after we try to throw a hit here. Okay. Spike is going to go try to pick up the ball and then run upfield a little bit with it, maybe. He doesn't. But that's okay. We have a lot of zones on the ball. And technically speaking, that's important. But in this game, you never know. It may not matter at all. We'll see what happens. Looks like tackle paid off a little bit. He burned a reroll. He did that so we can get the troll up on a 2+. That's funny. Oh, Quintus got knocked the fuck out. He's trying to play Bashy. All right. I see what you're doing. Yeah, see, he just dodged into 2 zones and picked up the ball in 3 zones. So he needed a 6 to pick up the ball. I don't know why it didn't even roll. It didn't even show me the roll he needed to pick up the ball. So it looks like he didn't even roll to pick up the ball. He just did the dodge and then it didn't even show the pickup. Like, what the fuck, man? Because he needs a 6+ to pick up the ball in 3 zones, but it doesn't matter, apparently. That's insane. Cheating ass fucking shit. Anyway. That was risky, but worth it. Okay. So we need to knock the ball out of his hand, but we also need to get all these people taken care of. I have tackle, so that's the best guy to use. Except if I keep rolling pushes. Ugh. All right, we'll take block. That works. Now our big issue is that these two are still on the ball, so it's going to be hard to pick it up. So we're going to blitz this guy. That's one die. That's not going to work. Huh. We're going to use the wolf then, and we're going to blitz that guy. Then we'll try to pick it up with the ghoul. Because then it's 4+. Oops, this guy. 1, 2. Because you can't see it, but there's a guy here who's in a zone. Under all the bullshit. And nobody can catch the ball. Alright, good job. Except he's probably going to walk in and pick it up again without rolling and then throw it or something. To this guy. What I would do. Alright, so he's failing to go for it twice, dodging twice to pick up the ball in 2 zones. I'm glad he finally failed something. That was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. I'm glad it finally failed. He dodged, went for it twice, and dodged twice into 2 zones, and then picked it up into 2 zones, except he did finally fail to pick it up. That's insane. Why would you even try that? That is so insane, man. I mean, it almost worked, so I guess. I don't know. Now we're trying to clear the ball so we can try to score. Yeah. Because it's turn 8 for us this half. So this is our last chance to score. Oh no, come on the ball? Oh, because he had sidestep. You dirty fucking bastard. Did you fuck up my scoring chance? No. He almost fucked up my scoring chance by moving the ball this way when he landed on it. But I actually have to move this guy out of the way so that he has a straight shot. Otherwise, he wouldn't make it. That is some fucked up shit. Alright, anyway. We have to go for it twice, but we do have 2 rerolls. So we have to go here, pick up the ball, go for it twice, and score a touchdown. And it's Aura. So she goes, she picks up the ball. Can she go for it twice? I think so. She has a reroll. Come on, Aura, you got this. You got this. And she does. Touchdown, Aura. There you go. I think the goddess is eating in and out. All right. So now there's oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't realize I didn't even have any turns left. All right. He gets his fair ups this half before the new half starts. So none of this really matters, except that I shouldn't have put that many people on the line. Unnecessary sacrifice. He gets the POW. And there it is. Okay. That was that was kind of pointless. Halftime. All right, new half. Now we're gonna do what I did last time, but this time it matters. Actually, give me a sec. I'm gonna eat one of these little mini Reese's peanut butter cups. Oh yeah. That's some good shit right there. I used to love peanut butter cup ice cream, but for some reason I don't anymore. When I was a kid. Man, I fucking... That was my favorite. There used to be this independent ice cream store that my grandma would take me to when I was a little kid. When we were in like Silicon Valley and shit in the 80s, when all that was popping off. It was called Ice Cream Land. And the dude was like, the dude that owned it was like this old guy. He's had the ice cream shop there for like 100 years or some shit. It's like one of those kind of places. He had the best fucking ice cream, dude. And he had this flavor where it was peanut butter cup ice cream. And this was before a lot of people made ice creams with like candy chunks and shit in it. Like, right? The only thing like that you would see normally was like back in those days was like maybe Rocky Road, right? But usually there wasn't a lot of candy stuff in ice cream. But he made peanut butter cup ice cream and he mixed it with fudge. So it would be this fudge swirl peanut butter cup ice cream. Oh my god, it was so fucking good. I used to love the shit out of that. And my grandma would take me there all the time. She would spoil me every once in a while, and when she did, this would be my day in the 80s. When I was every once in a while she'd spoil me, and this was one of the spoil me days. I would get for lunch I'd get McDonald's. Actually, yeah, for lunch she'd take me to McDonald's. I'd get a McDLT and a fries. And then for dessert, after we ate that, before dinner, which was kind of she'd take me to Ice Cream Land and get one of those crazy ice creams. And then for dinner later on, she would like cook me a steak or something, like with salad. It was like amazing. But that didn't happen very often. But when it did happen, it was really cool. It was like, it was one of the spoil you days. Because sometimes she'd babysit, like when my mom was doing a bunch of shit, right? And I was kind of young. She's like, you know, wanted to spoil me, so she would do that. She would be the grandma in the 80s. A double malt crunch from Thrifty. Oh, there you go. Um, but yeah, I used to absolutely fucking like love the McDLT. That was like my favorite hamburger like of all time at McDonald's. That was like, and when they got rid of it, I was so fucking sad. And that was, of course, back when like the fries were better, and like they used beef tallow when on the fries, and like the beef was better in general. You know, like it didn't taste like fast food. It was like McDonald's still tasted like real food. That was also back in the day when Taco Bell was like really popping off. When they had like real food. They had really like the big tacos, the Taco Bell Grandes, the really big ones. Um and they had like the enchiritos and the beefy tostadas and all that shit. I'm gonna blitz this guy. We're running out of time on our timer. I'm making myself hungry. I'm talking about all this crazy food that you can never get anymore. The Taco Bell Grande was like probably the size of 3 of the tacos that you would get today. And it had lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and black olives and sour cream. All Taco Bell stuff used to have black olives, and then they stopped doing that at some point because they thought it got too expensive. But they had the black olives and the sour cream, and it was a bigger taco. Like it was like the size of 3 tacos. It was like fucking huge. It was the size of 2 tacos back then, but it was 3 tacos now because the tacos got a lot smaller over the years. They used to be a lot bigger, and then the Taco Bell Grande was like a double taco. Oh, was it for health and safety? Is that what they told you? That's probably the excuse they made, but it was probably, honestly, it was probably just too expensive. Black olives made people sick? Did they really? How? Did they just buy shitty black olives? Okay. That's weird. Yeah, I thought it was just maybe it was too expensive. Because fucking black olives are expensive now, which is really dumb. But they used to have them on everything. They used to have the black olives on the enchiritos and on the tostadas and on the fucking tacos, and like the pintos and cheese even had black olives on it. Huh. Yeah, that was Taco Bell used to be fucking amazing, man. And it was cheap. It was so fucking cheap, dude. It might have been one of those pauses, and then Taco Bell realized the money they saved by that. That could have been it. Like they were like it could have been a twofer, right? That makes more sense. Like they couldn't do it because of the thing, and then when they didn't, they realized they like saved a lot of money, and they're like, shit, let's just leave them off. Now we have an excuse, right, to not bringing them back. So let's save money by not doing it. Because yeah, Taco Bell started getting pretty fucking greedy after a while. But they used to be so fucking good, man. I miss the old Taco Bell. The only fast food place I think that got better with age is Jack in the Box. Because Jack in the Box used to really suck. It was awful in the 80s. And then they did that whole thing where like we're blowing up the clown, and they got rid of the clown. It used to be a different clown. Jack used to be a different, it used to just be a clown, and it wasn't called Jack. It was just Jack in a Box, because there's a toy that for little kids back then, there's a wind up box, and you wind it up and it would make a noise, and then once it hit the end of the song, the top of the lid would pop open, and this little clown would pop out of the box and scare you. I don't know why they thought that was a fun toy. It scared the shit out of a lot of kids and made them afraid of clowns. But that was called a Jack in a Box. And so the original mascot was that box with the clown popped out of it, with the little springy clown head popped out of it. And that's what Jack in the Box was. And then like in the 80s they had this thing where they wanted to be serious, so we blew up the clown. And so they had these commercials where they were blowing up the signs in front of the Jack in a Box. Like you'd watch them and they'd say, "We're blowing up the clown," and the guy would push the plunger down, and then you'd see the fucking sign actually explode. And like that was like their thing, and we're gonna be more serious. We're getting rid of the clown. And then in the 90s, they decided to bring the clown back, right? Called Jack as a CEO, corporate executive, and then they've been rolling with that ever since, right? But their food got a lot better in the 90s. Um, a bunch of years we'd eat lunch there. Oh, okay. I miss it too. I need to check out the last one we have in town. Oh, because it's not a franchise. So it's its own like private Taco Bell. I mean, it's not part of the corporation. I know what you mean, yeah. They did that with a couple Sizzlers too. There's still a couple of Sizzlers left on the planet Earth that are the original Sizzlers that aren't part of the like bought and resold and remade 600 time fucking Sizzler saga of failures and failures and failures. There's a couple that still exist that are good. There's like three. There's two in Arizona that are like that. There's one in Flagstaff and there's one in Mesa, I think, that are like original Sizzlers. And then oh, their Taco Bell food is amazing. That's cool. It's still really good. Yeah, see, it might also be one of those like privately owned ones. Um there's another. Oh, Bob's Big Boy also did that. Most of the Bob's Big Boys are called Big Boy. They're not called Bob's anymore, or they're called Bob's. No, they're not called Bob's Big Boy. They're called Bob's now, or maybe they're called Big Boy. I don't remember. It's one or the other, but it's not both. And they got rid of the fat kid. But there's still like 2 or 3 of them. There's like maybe more than that. There's like a handful of them that are the original Bob's Big Boy. Then they're called Bob's Big Boy with the fat kid mascot, the little statue that everybody keeps stealing. There's some trivia about that. Now, this is going to blow your mind if you don't know, but I didn't know, and it blew my mind when I found out. Check this shit out, yo. You're not going to believe this one. If you don't know, you're gonna be like, no way. And if you do know, you're gonna be like, yeah, I knew that. The Big Mac at McDonald's is actually a direct ripoff of the Bob's Big Boy original hamburger back in the day. Because Bob's Big Boy actually made a sandwich exactly like that with that sauce and everything. See, you knew that. I didn't. I found that out recently, and I was like, holy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, they ripped it off from Bob's Big Boy. I just thought it was something they came up with, but yeah, it was weird because it came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it became their most iconic sandwich. So McDonald's most iconic sandwich is something that they stole from another company. That's pretty fucked up. But yeah, most of the Bob's Big Boys got bought by somebody, and then they changed to either Big Boy or Bob's, but not both. And then they got rid of the little fat kid mascot. That place used to be the bomb, and then it went down like once they changed everything, and like I said, they got bought or whatever happened, it just went to total shit. But that used to be like the best fucking. That used to be like way better than Denny's, right? Like Bob's Big Boy was like Denny's before Denny's, basically. Like Denny's was around, but Denny's was kind of shit, and Bob's Big Boy was like the bomb. It was way better than Denny's. And then like, I don't know, shit happened. It was a Thousand Island. Stole is probably a bit harsh. I mean, I make Red Lobster cheesy biscuits. I didn't steal it. It just worked until it was super close to theirs. We didn't Bob's a lot. We went to Zingo's. Well, yeah, where you are, you have all kinds of cool shit though. So, but yeah, I totally. It's a truck stop. Mel's Diner style, nice. There's actually closer to you anyway. Last time I went to LA, there was a lot of diners still. There's a lot of famous diners. We ate at one, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's right next to the freeway, right next to City of Industry, and it's extremely, like, it's been there forever, and it's really popular, and I can't remember the name of it. Their food was amazing. What the fuck is the name of that? And it was like, it's a really big one, and it still had that like 50s modern, like, that architecture, that like postmodern whatever, like 50s thing, and it was like It still has that, and it's this really big fucking really cool diner. But they don't do. But they're not doing the thing where they dress like it's from the 50s or they act like it's from the 50s at this place. It's just that's what the building looks like. And it's just a diner that's been around forever and just keeps being a diner. But they're not trying to like there's a lot of those like that are like that in LA too that I've been to where they're trying to they're trying to be like, you know, an old school thing. This one is an old school thing that just kept like, you know, updating normally like you would when new things come in. You know, they're not trying to be like some old thing. They just are. And that's what makes the difference. Like the places that try to be like that aren't as good as the places that are that way, and they're way better. Biscuits, yeah. There's a place here called Biscuits that actually, surprisingly, in the name, has like some of the best biscuits and gravy out here that I've ever had. Um, and it's a breakfast place, and they're only open until like 2 in the afternoon, I think. I think they're open from like 6 in the morning until like 2. And everyone's super fucking friendly and it's really nice. And it's just kind of in the middle of, you know, wherever. It's like, it's just, it's like some people like have a bunch of recipes from their grandma or something and they just like, they make biscuits. That's what they do. And they make breakfast and they're huge portions and they're still relatively cheap. And when you order a plate of biscuits and gravy, you get the largest plate you've ever seen in your life. I eat a lot of food and I could barely finish it. And usually like and you can't get anything with it because if you do, you won't eat it. Like I get like a side of bacon maybe, right? But like if I wanted eggs or hash browns with it, like forget it. It just ain't gonna happen. It's this massive platter of biscuits and gravy. It's so fucking good. Um, those are really really good. But yeah, it's usually the places that like nobody knows about that's like the best for shit like biscuits and gravy or you know, it's like the little underrated out of the nowhere fucking places. Or like you said, truck stop, totally. Cope's Naughty Pine. Huh. We're actually gonna try to get the Vinny Vincenzo with a touchdown, which is really rare for a ghoul to get a touchdown. He just ended up with the ball when it was bouncing around, but he's agility too, so he has no business having the ball, other than he accidentally caught it. So we might as well fucking try to get him the touchdown, right? He's probably still gonna like do crazy shit with like this guy or something. There's nothing we can do about it. Quintus the Dead is injured. Oh, looks like chat reset. I hate when that happens. On OBS, I got the welcome to the chat room thing. You didn't get any like stream outage or anything, did you? We're just trying to get some gratuitous hits in before I score. I have tackles, so that should take care of this guy. And of course I roll 3 die, nothing. But I got the frenzy. And we get 3 die block. That'll work. And he gets casualty. 136 points now for the Howler. That's insane. His days are numbered. It's very rare that Blood Bowl fucking players last that long. And when they do, it's usually a bad sign. Alright, we're just gonna score with fucking Vinny. Let's get that over with. Yeah! Vinny Vincenzo with the touchdown. And that's a skill. And he'll be taking tackle, probably. I don't think I've ever seen a Flesh Golem score a touchdown. That's a funny animation. I've never seen that animation before. Excuse me. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah? Did you buy me any? Rude. Wow. We were just talking about food, though. You missed all the conversation about old Taco Bell, old McDonald's, old Bob's Big Boy. Yep. Exactly. We were talking about how you used to have olives on all of the what's he hitting? Yeah, they used to have olives on all of the black olives on all the Taco Bell stuff back in the day. And how the Big Mac is actually ripped off of Bob's Big Boy original hamburger or whatever. That's where the Big Mac sauce came from. Of course, talking about food's making me hungry. Let's blitz this guy. And another casualty. Oh, this one's for Spike. One, two. We might even be able to score again. Put him down here just in case we can. I want to keep him away from that fucking troll, though. We gotta jam all these guys up. And move this guy, or this girl, over here. You remember the olives? Totally, dude. Were you old enough to get a Taco Bell Grande before they stopped making them? Just a really big fucking taco? Yes. Dude, I fucking miss that thing so much. But that's back when the tacos were good. Obviously, now I would be like, no, I don't care. Your tacos are crap. They were huge. Oh no, Frankie, Bright of injured. Oh shit. And I can't even, oh, I hope she regenerates it. Please regenerate it. Oh my god, please regenerate it. Regeneration failure. Oh. No. I think Bright of is gonna retire. Yep. I think it's time for Bright of to be put out to pasture. That's a very expensive player to have a -1 movement. It had to happen. It just sucks that it happened to her. Vinny got a skill from however, from getting that touchdown. That fucking troll, dude. Oh my god. Double skulls. There we go. I don't really want to get in that guy's way, but I just want to keep him from scoring. I just don't want the troll to eat me. Oh shit, that's a dodge. Oh well, we have dodge. Come on. There we go. That's fine. Knock that guy out. Here comes the blitz. We're just not going to follow up because we don't want the... Oh, he has block. Oh, you lucky bastard. We just didn't want to get in the zone with the troll. For obvious reasons. Alright, his turn 16. Let me do something real quick so I don't forget. We're not going to stand up. Oh, we can. Because it doesn't matter. Actually, we're not because it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if we pop the ball free, we might be able to score. So let's see if we can do that. And of course the ball is next to this guy who we have to now blitz. But because the troll is very stupid, he doesn't exert a tackle zone. So we will blitz with this guy. And that's a 2-die block. Wait, what? Why is that a dodge? Oh, I didn't see that fucker. Alright, well, we have dodge. There. I don't have tackle, but he doesn't have dodge, so that's fine. Move it here. Okay, so we could still score if I could remove... Who's this? If I can move this guy. I don't have tackle. He has frenzy, but he has to hit him there and then there. Alright, this could work. This could work. Perfect. Alright, so now Ara is in scoring distance and Tiff can go pick up the ball. So Tiff has to pick up the ball. The zone on the troll doesn't count because he's very stupid. So Tiff has to pick up the ball, come over here, and probably just hand it off or pass it to Ara, and then she can score. So she picks it up. And she can hand it off. Handing off is less risky than passing, so we'll just hand it off. And she does, and Ara scores. And that's 4 touchdowns. And there we go, and that ends the game. 4-0. We're getting better at this. With all the skills and shit. Hell yeah. And the MVP was Howler. Holy crap. 141. He is getting so close to that was that 6 skill? Let's see, he took 6 skill. Because he's got block, tackle, dodge, movement, and strength. And he at 176, he gets his 6th skill. And he's getting there. That's crazy. Will he survive before he gets his 6th skill? That would be amazing. I don't think I've ever had a player with 6 skills. Maybe I have, but it's maybe 1 ever. Yeah, Bride of is unfortunately going to have to retire. The good news is it's going to lower our team value. The bad news is that's a block flesh golem. But, you know, all good things eventually come to pass. But we do have enough money to replace it, I think. No, they're 120? Maybe 100? I don't, we may or may not have enough money to replace her. But Vinny gets a skill, so while we're here, we'll roll Vinny's skill. And Vinny gets an agility increase. Oh my god. I don't even, like, that's, wow. What do I even think about that? A strength 3 flesh golem? Or an agility 3 flesh golem? That's not really going to do anything for us, though. It's interesting. But it's not... I mean, it's not bad. But you don't really want the flesh golem to be a ball carrier because they only move 4 fucking movements. So it's kind of stupid. So let's not take that. But let's give Vinny tackle because he really needs it. There we go. And then next time we should have gave him guard. Well, tackle guard. Either way, we'll give him tackle this time. We'll give him guard next time. Tackle's gonna allow him to get to guard sooner because he's gonna get more casualties. And then what's up with this guy? Oh, he's just mixing up game. Okay, that's not a big deal. All right. Do we have enough to buy a new flesh golem? We do not. Oh, we're 10k shy. I guess we'll have to wait. I guess we'll have to get the replacement next turn. What time is it? It's only noon. Crazy. But we're in that like 3.5 hour mark. Like there's not enough time to play a new game. Let's check out what we have next to deal with though anyway. He has 2 guard mummies. That's nasty. He's got this crazy 86 point fucking zombie. What is even happening here? Are you kidding me? Oh, because he's... Yeah, they have aging in this game. After a player plays a certain amount of games, they like... Let's see, 12 years of career. I don't remember how many games is a year, but it's a lot. This guy's played like hordes of games to get to this point. 86 points on a zombie is just fucking absurd. Wait, what does he have? So he has dirty player, block, tackle, pro, and kick. That's crazy. And he's got skeletons. Oh, right, because he's an undead team. All right. Huh. Well. Oh, this is that team that we destroyed, wasn't it? Ogres just want to have fun. I remember that. All right, well, I guess I'm going to call it then, because I'm getting kind of hungry. Talking about food was a bad idea. We got a, like, okay stream today. It was fun, but it was a little short. Yeah. Let's put us back on Lenny Ghouls. I think we're going to call it for the day. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out and watching me play some video games. Here's the Discord link. If you want. We did some explanation of Blood Bowl of tackle zones. I tried to explain tackle zones earlier today. If anybody would want to rewatch that and see if you can make sense out of it, it'll be up on YouTube probably by tonight, because it takes a while to render the shit. And then I'll put it up on YouTube. Maybe that will help some people out. Or confuse them more, probably. And I guess tomorrow is Tuesday. I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. I'm planning on streaming, but you know, we'll see what happens. So I don't know what. Maybe more Blood Bowl. Maybe I keep thinking maybe you know, City of Heroes, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not ditching City of Heroes, but I haven't had the urge to play it in a couple weeks. I kind of got bored with it, I think. I got all the characters to the point where they got all the new skills, and I tried them all out, and I played a whole bunch of different characters. And I think I kind of hit that mark where, like, I've seen everything. And a lot of the game from that point on, because it's an MMO, is basically doing the same thing. Like, there's not a lot of things to do unless I start grouping with other people and doing raids and things like that. And we're at that point in that game where that's the point where I usually drop out of MMOs because I don't really like doing those things. So I'm not sure when we're going to play City of Heroes next. Just throwing it out there. But I'm not giving up on it. It's just that, you know, maybe we'll wait till there's another patch or something. So either we'll play Blood Bowl or some more D2R. I have the Necro playthrough still, where I'm trying to get through Nightmare on that Necromancer. So maybe we'll do either this or that tomorrow. And that's the plan. That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing. Until, like, PoE. I'm going to try to play the League. I don't know if I'm going to do it on stream. But that's on Thursday or Friday. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm a little pissed off about the changes to the Necromancer, but the Guardian that uses the skeletons, the Skeleton Mage Guardian is still very viable. So I might go that route. And I did use POB to figure out how to make a Necromancer still viable, but I had to do things a lot differently than you normally would and ignore most of the ascendancy tree, which feels really bad. And I don't know that I want to do that, because at that point I have to wonder, what is the point of a Necromancer if you're killing all of the Necromancer's abilities to be a Necromancer? Because if the Guardian is a better Necromancer than the Necromancer, and right now it is, then why have a fucking Necromancer? So I'm dealing with this internal PoE struggle thing that's pissing me off. But at the same time, the new League is really complicated, and I'd like to learn what it is, because maybe it'll be fun if I can figure out what the fuck's going on. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's really all I got, I guess. So that's it. See you guys next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy some tacos. Get some sleep if you can. And I will see you tomorrow, I think. Peace out, everybody.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.
Oh, yeah, and follow and
Good
sub
night.
and all that stuff.